Hi, my name is Amy Pham, and today I'm going to talk about Anomie strain theory, and this is a theory of deviance. Robert Merton is a key founder of this theory, and that's him here. So what is the theory? It was developed in 1983 by Robert Merton. It's a positivist form of thinking. Basically in sociology, when you look at deviance, there are two sort of main branches of deviance, and this is the positivist form of thinking versus the constructionist approach to deviance. So the positivist argues that we should look at deviance objectively, and to do this, we need to view the deviant person as an object in order to identify causal factors that contribute to generating the deviant behavior. The constructionist form of thinking argues that deviance is just a label, and things are only deviant, and beliefs, actions are only deviant if we so choose to label them as deviant. So for example, if in one culture it is deviant to eat a certain kind of meat, but in another culture that's completely normal, you could apply the constructionist theory there and say that by labeling these beliefs, acts as so, that's what causes them to be deviant. But the positivist form of thinking says that deviant acts are real, whether we choose to label them or not. So it's more towards, I guess, things being actually deviant in themselves rather than the social label. Anomie basically means social norms that encourage people to adopt really high aspirations for success, but these norms do not necessarily provide the legitimate and institutional means for attaining that success. So this creates a sort of strain that inclines people towards deviant behavior. Durkheim and Freud believed that the absence of social norms was what caused deviance to occur. They believed that people needed to be restrained by a society in order to control their deviant impulses. But Merton believed the opposite of this. He believed that the presence of social norms was what pressured the individual to become deviant. And society does this by creating a goal-means gap. He says that society is built on the culture of success, and that the goal of success is available to all classes, but the institutionalized means of attaining that success are not. And this strain creates a goal-means gap. So a way to understand it is like a metaphor of a race. For example, if success in this hypothetical world is defined as winning a race, let's say lower income people are going against middle class and upper class people in this race. They work 60 hours a week. They don't have enough time to work out. They can't afford a trainer. They might not be on equal playing fields as the upper income people who have money to buy a trainer, who have the time to work out and prepare for this race. They have a better chance of winning. And so if you're in the lower income class, according to Merton's theory, you may be more inclined to deviate. Maybe you'll find a shortcut to get to the finish line, or you'll sabotage someone. And this is kind of going into deviant responses. So how do people respond to the strain? Well, you can conform. This is the most popular response, where you accept the culture of success and use your legitimate means to achieve success. You can be innovative. This is largely found in lower class people. They favor illegal means over legal ones to achieve success, according to Merton. Ritualism is common in lower middle classes. They lower their aspirations, but still abide by norms of honest hard work. Retreatism is a withdrawal from society. For example, this could be like drug addicts. The individual stops caring about attaining success. And then finally, rebellion is overthrowing the current system and establishing a new definition of success, establishing new goals and ways of achieving your version of success. Some criticisms, there's two main problems. There's no evidence that lower class individuals are more likely than other classes to be deviant. Serious crime only reflects a small portion of deviance. So crimes like theft, robbery, and assault, those are deviant, and they may or may not be more found in lower classes. But white-collar crimes like tax fraud, which may be harder to catch, are also deviant, and may be as equally present as more serious forms of deviance, but just harder to identify. So it's not really supportive of that theory that lower income people are more likely to be deviant. They're just maybe deviant in a different kind of way. And number two, there's no evidence to support that lower classes hold equally as high aspirations as upper classes. Some developments, Messner and Rosenfield argue that Merton focuses too much on the lack of resources. Rather, it is the mentality of the American dream that anything goes. And when your self-interest trumps your social interest, this is what causes deviance to form. If I have a goal and I will stop at nothing to achieve my own goal, I will be more inclined towards deviant behavior. And Agnew argues that there's more to what causes deviance aside from economic success. For example, in the removal of positive stimuli, let's say I break up with my boyfriend. This is the example from the book. I might be more inclined towards deviance. Or if there's a presentation of negative stimuli, like child abuse, if I'm being bullied, I will be more inclined towards deviance. So Agnew is just saying that Merton focuses too much on the monetary definition of success. It teaches us that deviance is a consequence of our environments, our societal norms, and it does not come from within. And prior to this theory, a lot of criminologists believed that deviance was inherent and there were qualities within the individual that caused them to be more deviant than others. But this strain theory teaches us that that is not necessarily the case. And it is also based on a valid premise. So logically, it follows that if there is a significant gap between our goals and our ability to achieve those goals, deviance will be more likely to occur. This is my works cited. That was my presentation on Anomie strain theory. Thank you for watching.